So, update on the Dynamark 5 horse. I did decide to pull the motor off of the frame. Uh, the what a mess. Things are dirty. They're seized. Pulleys are stiff as can be. One maybe saving grace on this is that I do have a little bit of play in the engine now. I wouldn't say it's going to turn over, but there's also some play there. So I'm going to take a second here and I'm going to take this cover off, that plate off. Get you moved over here. I found something that's going to probably be a problem, but let's get this off of there first. Like I said, the guy told me that he used this last year. I don't believe he did. I would find it hard to believe that it did anything but wrong wrench. I have another one here. Everything is pretty well rolled together. Of course, garden tillers have a tough life. They get the world abused out of them for about 3 times a year. And then this one sat outside, which, you know, leaving these tools sit outside definitely isn't good for them. It doesn't do them any favors anyway. Believe it or not, they're not really built to sit out in the weather and endure that all the time either. They might seem rough and tough, but not always. I think you'll see when we get this off there. Some other issues are going to make this difficult repair, if anything. Definitely got some good soil samples from this guy's garden anyway. Let's see what that busted loose. There we go. So now we can see a little bit easier what's going on. Oh, there, back to our Dynamark 5 horse. So I had to, I took the engine off. It was difficult getting the belts apart. I still got to do a little work there. One interesting thing that I found, maybe a little bit of a saving grace, is now I do have a little bit of play in that shaft that I did not have earlier. I don't know as if I've got any. Yeah, I do have a little bit of play in the on the recoil too. I took the cover off of where the engine is mounted, the fenders, if you want to call them that, and found that this bolt had broken. That held basically held the machine together. That bolt is broken, so that's going to be a challenge to get that out of there. There's some sort of a mounting bracket here too that looks like it's going to need a little attention. This one here. Also the bracket back here, that bolt is snapped, so there's the bracket that holds that on. and then also where our drive shaft goes into the pulley housing, that's disconnected, so that's going to cause for some problems. The belts were pretty well growed on. Like I said, if this was used last year in the garden, it wasn't for tilling, it was probably to hold a sheet down or something like that. But I'm going to continue to tear things apart and get a little bit more in depth with what we've got going on here and see if there's anything we can do other than scrap iron on this old girl. So stay tuned. We'll keep plugging away. Well, we've got the engine off the frame. The frame is sitting over here. It did inherit a pair of new wheels, so at least we can move it around, but we're going to worry about that thing later. Let's take a look at this engine and just see what's going on with it. See why it's froze up. We're going to try a couple of things here to see if we can figure out if there's any life left in it. I'm going to throw this over here. Let's get everything set up. Okay, I think the first thing we're going to check is see what we've got for oil. See how bad that looks. Got it clamped down to the workbench like I think it's going to start. Oh, look at that. Full of water. Plumb full of water. Oh, ish. Well, it's not going to run like that. It's not going to run like that. We know that for sure. So, let's see what we can do to get that cleaned up. Get some floor dry down here so I don't. Once again, he said that they used this last year. I'm not sure for what, as a rain gauge maybe. That's what they did. They used it as a rain gauge. Must have worked. We had quite a few inches of rain last summer. Let's see if we can pull this. Plate on this bad boy. Ish, they say. And I hope that you can see all that water that's coming out of there. That's probably why it won't turn over. But with every little thing I do here, it's a little. It is loosening that up. I'm going to with that dribble. Let's see if we can pull that spark plug out. See if we can look inside that cylinder. Well, I got one valve moving up and down. See if I can show that to you. Let's see if I can find it here. There we go. So if we look down inside of there, pretty tough to see. But that valve that's in there does go up and down a little bit anyway. Ever so slightly. I'm going to put a little PB blaster in there. See if we can loosen things up a little bit more-ish. If that's the way the crankcase looks, we're probably in for some treats when we look at the carburetor and gas tank. I can imagine that gas tank is pumped down. What's left of the air filter. The gas tank is froze, the cover's on there good. Slide that out of the way just a little bit so we get in my toolbox here. Oh, phew, there's gas in there. Stinks. Wow, the tank looks good. That surprises me. Let's see if we can get down inside of there. That tank looks amazing. There's some crap floating around in the bottom of it, but it doesn't appear to be rusted at all. So that's good. That is good. Let's take the winds where we can get them. Take the winds where we can get them. Adjust this a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm getting some good. Getting some better movement on that cylinder. The recoil just died on me. So, we've got some good news. The carburetor, you know, there's not a lot to these carburetors. The biggest issue with the carburetors on these is the trying to refigure out all the linkages. But once we got the water and the oil out of it, you know, it's starting to loosen up, so there may be a chance that we might be able to get this freed up and maybe get some sort of a glimmer of hope for this thing. Not saying that it's going to happen, but let's see where it goes.